in our SMS switch, there are four things which need to do to run your SMS business. First thing is need to add client. Okay, need to add. Second thing is you need to add your SMS country and add
Yeah.
SMS rate. Okay. Third thing
Yes.
is as you have created client and create rate for them, so you need to make the route from route management, make the routing. Okay, and final thing is after you have added the client, set the rate and route, how is your system is running smoothly or not, you can you may try it from your SMS campaign. Okay, so you need to throw a
Okay.
campaign to check all things okay or not. So these four things is needed to run your business. And there are other things also which are the additional things like you can check your SMS history in the report section. You can block or add specific ID or text from text and salary management. You can run various campaigns, not only regular campaign, also other campaigns from SMS campaign section. You can create invoice from finance and accounts reports. You can show your profit summary and research history and other things. Okay, so it's very simple.
Okay.
So as you requested me to give you training in full form, so I'm beginning in the full session. Okay, so first let's go to the SMS client. Okay,
Yes.
so in SMS system we need to add, we support three types of clients in our system. If we click on the add, then the page will come and you can see we support three types. One is originating, another is terminating, and another is receiving. So originating client, who are the originating client? The client to whom you will sell your traffic. Okay, whom will connect with you to send their SMS. Okay, so these are the originating client. So to create an originating client, we need to create a client with a client name. Just give a name, client and name for test purpose, like this is one of test client. I'm creating it for test purposes. To create this client account, you need to confirm it with the with the password.
Okay.
Then description is not important, it's not mandatory. Then parent account role is the clients which role they are getting. You can assign it from role option. Account manager is you can assign clients towards the account manager to whom they can check your client status, their traffic and others also. And client balance for originating client balance is mandatory in our system. Okay, so you need to must need to give balance to the client. So these purposes I'm giving it 10 currency. Okay, and then rates are also important for SMS client. So as I'm creating this, I'm giving a rate like since it's a park rate. And there are two rates option in our system. One is masking and another is non-masking. You know the masking and non-masking things in SMS, although let me revise it again. Those SMS the SMS we are getting, there are two kinds of SMS. Okay, one is those SMS would come with a sender ID, like for when we sign up at any Google services or any Facebook or other WhatsApp. Those SMS come from a center ID, like Facebook or WhatsApp, right? So we can understand these SMS are coming from Facebook or WhatsApp by seeing their center ID. So these are the masking SMS. And sometimes there are the local bulk SMS promotion are coming up. Okay, like something which contains like phone numbers or digits. Okay, 12345 or 0001234 like this. So these are those SMS sent ID are coming with numbers. So these are non-masking rate. So in the SMS market, masking and non-masking rates are different. So we put the both rate and option in our system so that you can assign different rates for your masking and non-masking rates. Okay, okay, then come the billing policy. Billing policy, we support three types of billing policy: on attempt, on submit, on delivery. So if we select on attempt, so what will happen? If we select one attempt, so when we select one attempt, if your originating client sends you SMS, when he requests the SMS towards your switch, system will bill him. This is the on attempt policy. What is the on submit? When your originating client requests you for SMS, and this SMS is coming in your systems and sent towards your termination. Okay, that means on submit, then we will build the originating client for the SMS. And what is on delivery? When your originating client send you a SMS in your system, and you send the SMS towards your termination, and after the SMS is processed, your termination send you the delivery report, which means the DLR report. So after getting the DLR from termination, you will build the originating. So this is the 3 types of billing policy. By default, we are encouraging our client to get the on submit, because sometimes termination may be get delayed in sending DLR report, or DLR report may be missing. So billing should be done when the on submit process is happened. So this is the billing policy. Okay, then IVR currency, we supports numerous IVR currency. You can, by default we have USD currency in our system, but you can change it from the settings page, system currency. Okay, you can change any currency which your system prefers, as USD is a global known currency system, so it supports USD also. Then the activation status, you can active or block the client from here. If you want to block the client, just disable, then the client will be blocked, and if you set it enable, then the client will be active. Then the content whitelisting. Content whitelisting is, if we enable it, you can see you can set the country name, for which country you want to set the content whitelist. If you set the country, like if I set here Pakistan, then for this originating client, system will check if there is any whitelisting situation is enabled or not. What is the whitelist? We will come later in the text and sender management options. Okay, so you can specific the which country you can set in the whitelist option from the client section. Okay, so this is the creation part. Okay, now the technical part. We support in our SMS system both protocol, SMTP and HTTP. We support SMTP version 3.4 for our SMS system, and HTTP version 2. So SMP for originating client, SMTP is very good, clear. Just you need to create a system ID for your SMTP originating client and the password, which you will provide to your originating client, so that he can communicate with you via your SMS server IP and SMTP port, and this system ID and password. Okay, and if your client is a API verified, then you need to just create a API key and secret key, and then share our API documentation with him, so that he can authenticate and send SMS to our system via using your switch API. Okay, so this is the technical information. Then the invoice settings, we support numerous of invoice options in our system. We support auto invoicer options. You can dictate when you want to send your client invoice cycle is there. Also you can set which day of the week is okay for the originating client. So we support all kind of invoice settings in here, and if you set it active, then your originating client will get invoice if you give the valid contact information, which is in the contact information page, and give you the proper email address, name, phone number. Email address is important. Then system will send invoice to our verified email address. Okay, email address. And there is another thing is dipping information. It's MNP dipping. It means mobile number portability. So if your system supports, our system supports mobile phone number portability, and if you add a mobile number portability provider in your system, you can set the dipping charge for him, and you can set for which country you are setting MNP dipping. Then system will charge for the MNP for the originating client. Okay, you can set it enable or disable, so that you can dictate whether you can say cut the charge from the your originating client, or you can revise it later with the provider by default. Okay, so this is the originating client. If we press the submit, then the client will be created which I've created already in your system. This is the test org which I've created in your system and tested some campaigns so that you can see balances deducted. Some balances deducted as I've tested some SMS last day for the via campaign for the to check with the termination. Okay, so you see this is after you create a client. This is the original client section. This is the SMPP client, so you can see this information has been added already. So this is the orienting client after you create. Okay, so what you need to do for terminating client. So let's see. To add a terminating client, you just click on the add in your system, and then after it's open, you just set the radio button terminating. Okay, then for the termination, you need to set the ID and authenticating the password. Is just like the orienting client. For terminating client, you don't need to set client balance and rate plan. It's not mandatory, but you can set if you need to check your profit summary properly. Okay, billing policy is same as before. As I said, for auditing client, and the currency also same. Difference is you can enable Unicode encoding option for automatic client also. I mean, if you client have originating client or system have the local client SMS, I mean the local Unicode formatting SMS, like for Pakistan, if you send you want to send to your client Arabic or Urdu send messages, or in India you can set a local Hindi language, so they can then you can set Unicode encoding in here. Okay. Then the technical information. For terminating client, we support both SMPP and HTTP in our system. So for SMPP, we need to set the system ID and password which are provided by your termination. Last day, you give us the information for one termination client. So let's see what's your information you provided us. Okay, this is the your termination information, right? So SMC host IP, which is a domain, SMTP port number, this we needed, username and password. And the U termination provide three types of username. One is for direct, one is for wholesale, and another is for symbols. I have added in new system wholesale and direct both. So we need this user ID, password, SMTP IP, port to get the terminating client. So we just copy the information and put the system ID shared over the image, password, then the domain or the IP you have shared, smscbankipgroup.com, then the SMTP port, which is 2875. This information must be put in here. Originator tone, originator MPI, if you termination not did provide you, then you can just submit. Okay, so this is the SMPP. And for HTTP, if you termination is a API provider, then he will provide you the API details, API documentation to connect with him. Then you can set the desired API link and the JSON responses. We also support both GET and post method for delivery report. So you can authenticate your termination also. Invoice settings is same as before for originating client and terminating client, and contact is also same. So if we put the information all correctly and then submit, we can see our termination client is created. Like this, guys, I have created two termination client using your shared information, smscbankigroup.com. So remember, our system is ID unique. I mean, you can add same IP multiple times if your SMTP ID is different. As your from your this domain smscbankigroup.com, one user is one SMTP user is for direct and another is wholesale. So I'm able to create both direct and wholesale. Okay, as your ID is different in for this domain, so we are able to add both in your system. Just see what you put in here from domain and port, and just put the create the client with information. Okay, as I have set rate, so as the SMS pass through, client balance is increasing. So as if you set the rate, as soon as the SMS passing through, your client balance will increase from in your system. And after adding client, you can check the connection from here from bind status if it's offline. If it was offline, you can click it and system will send you bind request to that SMTP client. Here you can see I have added two of your termination client. One is AI Group Direct with AI Group Direct username, and another is AI Group Wholesale with the Wholesale username. So those both are online now, and both are up and running. So this is the two types of client originating and terminating. We have also another type of client also. This is called reseller. You can resell your rate and sell your SMS to your reseller. Just need to put the client ID for reseller test purposes. And for reseller, need to set rate and balance mandatory. So we need to give the reseller. This purpose I'm giving him 20 balance, and I'm giving him the rates also. For Pakistan, I'm creating this reseller and just creating the reseller after submitting it. Okay, so reseller is created. You can see once in the client section is reseller is created or not. Is created. So what is the reseller's option? A reseller can create originating client, resell your SMS traffic to others originating client, and send traffic to your system. A reseller can send campaign. If we log into the reseller, let me log in to show you how that is. So here is the reseller panel. As you see, he can create SMS originating client. Okay, he got the SMS originating client creation option, and also he can create reseller also, and he can see his rate, which rate you assign to him. Okay, and which rate you destination you give him, and he can throw SMS campaign from system and check the SMS report from SMS history. So this is the reseller's commissions in your system. So this is the client in a nutshell. Hope you understand the client's purposes and client's creation of method. If you do have any confusion in this so far.
Yes, brother. Understand.
Okay. So then as the client is created, we need to create rates. So we need to go to the rates and destination sections. If you click it, we need to add country first. Okay, so we need to click on SMS country first. So as you have asked me to add Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, and before you added, I have shown you the our screenshot that your country code was not added correctly. Screenshot. Okay, so here is the screenshot. As you see, you have put MNC is 42001, but according to the website of MNC and MCC, I'm not seeing any of it. This is the MNC and this is the MCC. So there is no MNC like 420 like this. So you need to put the MNC correctly, or if you didn't put the MNC correctly, then system will fail the SMS saying that originating rate not found. If you don't know the MNC correctly, no issue. You can just set it as all. How you can set? Let me show you. So here I'm adding a country name like Bangladesh for test purpose. In our system, we have already in our backend database we have already added the country name and country code. So you no need to add them by yourself. If you select the country name correctly, set the country name correctly, from the backend country code also be added. So what you need to know, just MCC, MNC, operator names and operator codes. So
Yes.
for MNC, you just go to the Google, this website mccmnc.com, or any Google, just Google it. You can get the information. So for Bangladesh, I am seeing that MNC is country code. So I just paste it here. So MNC operator name, operator code. Suppose I don't know Bangladesh MNC operator name or operator code. So if we just click the submit, system will take as the countries MNC and MCC all with operator code and add them. So you see Bangladesh, MC and CC all is created and submitted. So as country is added, now you need to create rate plan also. So to create a rate plan, we need to go to the SMS rate plan section. As you can see, I have created a rate plan for Pakistan, which is total rate showing here one. So one rate is added in here. If you click, I can see the Pakistan rate is added, which you told me you started to add with this rate, right? While I testing. So now you need, as you have set the case rate, so we can add case rate now, right? So we need to click on the total rates here, or you can click on add option. So here is the come. So as the SMS in our SMS country, we have already created case country in our system, right? We have added case Saudi Arabia as in our country system. So if we set the country name correctly, like Saudi, it's taking the information from the backend from database, and it will set automatically in here. Okay, as we put MNC also, it's already loaded already. So we just need to put the valid rates. Do you know what is the rate for Saudi?
0.03, 0.05 you can put.
I'm putting. We also support future rate plan also. Set if you set the rate plan futurely, then system will set the rate in future. If you want to set it instant, just put it here and submit, and system will create a rate for Saudi also. Now you can see the rates is here. If you click on it, you can see the Saudi rate is added. So rate is created very easily. So as our rate is created and the client is created, we need to assign the rates properly for which client we want to send SMS. Okay, so I am sending this rate for reseller client, this Saudi rate for reseller client for so that he can run some test, and just edit the client and set the case rate for this reseller client and submit. So the rate is assigned for this reseller. Okay, so now the route management, you have asked one question where I can set the sender ID and mask. Okay, so we can set it here. If you go to the SMS route section, you can set route for a specific originating client or systems all client. Okay, just click on the add, and the route creating page is opening. Okay, now you can set for which originating client you can set route. Just I created a reseller in your system like reseller one. So for this reseller client, I'm creating dedicated route. So for test purposes, as I have set case rate for this client, so I am giving him the route. I'm routing him for the SMS. Okay, and I'm giving priority. Set one is less. Once the priority is greater, then the priority will be less. Okay, priority one is the highest priority. Okay, so I want to terminate those reseller one's SMS via AI group direct termination, and those are SMTP services. Okay, and now if we want to set the specific sender ID, we can set it here in the additional settings. If we click on configure, we can set the sender ID in here. Here we support three types of sender ID. One is transparent, another one is approved, and another one is fixed. So what is transparent? Transparent means the sender ID which comes from your origination. Like if your reseller is the originating client and he sends a sender ID like update or test, then system will allow the sender ID and send this sender ID towards the termination. Okay, this is the transparent. Okay, and if you set fixed, then you can set the desired sender ID in here. Like update, if you set the sender ID update, then the update sender ID is allowed for this origination, so routing for this client, reseller client. Okay, if you want to send approved, then you can set the approved sender ID which is requested by your reseller or origination. Okay, reseller or origination can request for any sender ID, and you can see it in your pending requested. So I'm now I'm giving him a fixed sender ID which is update, and setting it here and saved. If you submit it and the routing is created, now we can check the routing is okay or not. Yes, it's okay. It's created for reseller one client. For reseller one, I am creating dedicated route. For reseller one, SMS will pass through the Saudi Arabia via this AI group direct termination, and his sender is update. So the reseller one SMS will be gone via the AI group termination with the sender ID taken named update. Okay. So hope you get the sender ID creation or settings in here. Okay.
can you add in Pakistan 92 and that we can test a message? Can we get with the sender ID update?
Sure. I have created already a route for test2rg for Pakistan, and we need to set a sender ID, right?
Yes,
So
sender
just
ID.
edit the existing routing section. If we click on the edit option, the routing is here. We need to send ID. Okay, so click on configure. Now it's set as transparent, so we need to set fixed. So tell me which sender ID you want to set in here.
Update.
So I am putting it, submitting. Please include
No,
sender ID.
you did not add it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, so click on it and the sender ID is set. So we can check now as routing is done. So we can make a test campaign from toward test originating client towards Pakistan number, and let's check the sender ID is going or not. So you can check it from SMS campaign. Just after SMS campaign management, you can go to the SMS campaign and you can set the campaign message by clicking on generic campaign, and the campaign is loading. Test as today's date. Let's see what is today's date.
In the campaign name, we can write anything.
Yes, anything. Customer ID. Here customer ID means for which originating client you run the campaign. Okay, so we are running campaign for test to RG client, so we are setting the customer ID here. Sender ID, as in routing we have set a sender ID for test to RG. So if we just write update, if we we have set a sender ID for the in the routing section, so sender ID will take from the routing automatically, so no need to set here. And now paste number. So what is the best number you gave me yesterday?
92331. 92331. Upper number 92331.
Okay,
Yes.
this one. So you see system is detecting already contact count. Okay, so I am just putting the message in your system. It will show like this. It's in preview. So if we let me cross check all is okay or not. Campaign details manual input. I have put it manually and set submit. So SMS campaign is added successfully. Campaign will start after 30 seconds. So it will check all things is set correctly or not. Then it goes for the processing. So it's give you 30 seconds. So if so that you can abort the campaign if you put the SMS wrong or message wrong or contact value is wrong. Then you can delete it from here. Your system give you 30 seconds for a heads up for this. If all okay, then system will go for the campaign and system will process the SMS also. Okay.
Why these
So
messages are still in progress, which is showing I sent yesterday night. They still are in progress.
let me check. You can check it from our report section. Okay, you insert SMS from test words. So let's generate report for yesterday. Why it's running in progress. You can see it here. Okay. Reset the campaign. Some already you see SMS are delivered.
Yes.
Okay, have you got the SMS which I sent to campaign?
Checking. This is received from not update. This is received from normal number. Sender ID is 56789. A numeric number 56789. Not from update.
Updates, but our system sent the sender ID. As you see, our system sent the sender ID update from our side. Let's check where the sender ID changed. You can check the details in the log if you click on view. and system will show you the log. So our sender ID was updated, receiver is this, data is this. Okay, AI group sends us accept message, then send it this, send delivered, they send us delivered. So sender ID is changed maybe from your termination, because from our system, as you can see, we send the sender ID as update. Okay, so you need to check with AI group why they change the sender ID from their side, because we send the sender ID update from as written update, as you can see from the log from our system, and SMS sender ID is changed from your termination side, which is AI group. Okay, and about in progress messages, as I can see, those messages are already delivered towards setting as sent. Let us check why it's set as sent. We didn't get any DLR report from your termination AI group. As you can see from the log, all are explained in here. It's very easy to check. Okay, so as you can see, this SMS to the number, right? Data is SMS is YI, and from termination they said accepted only, but after that they didn't send any DLR report. Like this message they are sending the delivery report, which is just we tested, right? So as they didn't send any delivery report, so our system is showing it as sent, as they didn't get any delivery report from termination. So if you getting these issues, you can check with you know to whom to whom you can check the messages why it's not delivered or it's not showing the sender ID right correctly. Okay. Okay, so this is our system in a nutshell. You can run the system, you can add a client and ask them to send traffic, you can run campaign by yourself, or you can create reseller and ask them to send campaign by themselves. You can check the reports from SMS history. So these are all. There are some others information also. You can translate the sender ID from the sender ID. Oh, you said this.
Yes.
Oh, so you said this translation in here. That's why system translate the sender ID. Okay. As you got sender ID which 56789, right?
Yes, I am getting this 5678 from yesterday, from where you testing, you sent us
Because
a testing slot.
because you said this translation in here. That's why. Okay, so as your system got the update sender ID, system will translate it 56789. Let me remove it.
Okay,
Delete
try
the
again.
delete the delete it. Let's check if there is any sentences. So let's try again. It's still pending. So let's wait. Some time. Progress. Can you please check the SMS? It sends processed.
No, still not received.
outside it sends showing delivered. Can you please check again?
Yes, not received.
Not received. But now we send this and already get delivered from the termination. It's already showing sent 1 second earlier.
No, still not got.
Okay. Just need to cross check the sender is changed or not. That's the reason. So let's wait for the SMS. You can check. So until then, you can see the others options here also. As you can see, you have already set the you have already set, and so the example for the sender ID translation, you can translate your sender ID for any Argentine client you want. If you click on add, and you can set the translate the Argentine sender ID and replace sender ID. Okay, you can set it here. Then you can translate your text, which text you want to send and which text you want to translate. You can set it here. You can set it here also by clicking on add, and you can tell your system which text you want to send and which one you want to replace. It's mostly used for OTP traffic. Like you can replace if any keyword in the SMS, then you can set the replace. You can set any fixed keyword like auto OTP detection and template based detection. You can set it, or also you can remove the text. Then system will remove the all the text, just put the SMS OTP in the system. And there is a content whitelisting, as we have said earlier in the client section. While you're creating the client, you can see the content whitelisting. You can set for which country you are allowing them to whitelist the content. So you can set the which contents are whitelisted. In Argentine client, you can set which country you can set the whitelist, and here you can set which contents and which keywords we can whitelist in the SMS for Argentine client and Argentine client. So there is here, and you can block any text ID or sender ID in here. Where text ID sender ID blocking, you can block any sender ID specifically or any text specifically from here by your system. Okay, so this is our additional features. Have you got the text yet or still not?
No, it's okay. But I have not received SMS still. Just checking that what sender ID we received. So as the idle switch of the calling software,
Yes.
we can add many countries rate plan in one origination, and we can send uh, multiple destinations.
Yeah,
We don't
you can say
we
you
don't
can
need
set it.
we don't need to make many rate plans or many uh, originator uh, I mean like you added one origination. So we need just add rate plans like Pakistan,
Yeah,
KSA. Now if we want to add India, now if
but
we
difference
want to
is
add Australia, just we
different
have
difference is you need to set the country individually first.
yes
Like if you want to set India, then you need to add the country first, but you can add multiple destinations in the same rate plan. Like this is a test rate plan. You can like this, I'm just giving you example. You can add all the rate plans in here, like the Pakistan. If you want to set the Pakistan in here,
yes
you can set
yes.
0.07.
It's easy because it is fetching already auto.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Then you can if you want to set in the same rate plan for Saudi Arabia, then you can set
Okay.
the Saudi and set the rate plan 0.05. So in one rate plan you can set multiple countries rate plan. Okay, but difference is before add the rate plan, those country name must be added in the SMS country with proper MCC. Okay, so must be added in the MCC. Then you can set the rate plan in one rate plan or multiple rate plan. It's up to you.
Okay. Okay. Yes, understand.
Okay. So do you have any confusion or queries regarding the platform or? You can able to start the traffic now.
No, bro, it's all okay. I will see recording also again.
Okay.
What is in the setting or users?
Okay. Users, there are the there is the users where you can add or delete users. This is default users, default admin and admin one to
Yes,
users I
yes.
have created. You can add or delete if you want. Manage account manager means you can add account managers. This is new. You can add account manager and assign towards the client. Let me show you. Like I am creating this account manager user in here. ACC1. This is one system your account manager. It's maybe your account ACC1. This is maybe your support teams. Sorry, this is
Okay.
your sales team. Sales. This is for your sales team. Okay, I'm creating an account manager account and giving it the default account manager role. Okay, and submit it. Oh,
Okay.
password link. Okay.
Is there any overhead setting like we using at a switch of calling software?
No, for SMS there is no overhead settings.
No overhead setting. Okay.
Okay. And oh, sorry, minimum 6 combination digit. Oh, many complications. Just for the information, you can add account manager user here, and you can set the account manager against your client. Then, when your account manager logged in, if you assign this reseller one against your created account manager, when your account manager get logged in, from here, when your account manager get logged in, he can only able to see this reseller client's information, and he can see his rate and update his rates or keep him balance, as this is account manager's roles. This is what account manager do, right? So he can get the account manager role. Okay, so this is the users. You can see you can create multiple customized role from manage roles. This is the created
Okay.
existing
Yes, yes.
roles.
Understand.
Okay, from settings you can set if you have OTP traffic, then you can set your possible OTP length. If in general market SMS OTP supports mainly 4 and 6 digits, so you can set the lossless routing in here. You can set the OTP means uh, if you enable the OTP system for your user to log in, then they can get the OTP pop up. This is just for users login, not SMS. Okay, we also supports the payment gateway, multiple payment gateway. You can configure it after clicking on the payment gateway like PayPal, Braintree, and Payment Oil, etc. You can set it in the payment gateway, and
Yes, yes.
then your clients can get payment. You can change the system currency from the system currency, and then you can set the mail server configuration properly to send the invoice mail or the other mails from our system. You can set the invoice configuration which contains your invoice
Mhm.
in the system. You can set the MNP configuration if you have any MNP providers. You can set it here, and you can set the API and charge so that MNP tipping charge can be added. And there is security. You can see the active login. I mean, which users are logging from which networks. So I can see you have logged in from this IP
Mhm.
against ready for admin. I can see your login IP, and I can see from which network you logged in. I can also logged out or
Okay.
blocklist your IP if I want. Okay,
Thank you very much.
as you can see, you can see I have logged in from this admin 123 user from my home IP. Someone from our office logged in for from our office IP. You can see from with your ready phone users. So this is the our systems in a nutshell. So you can understand, I guess, what we have told you.
Yes, brother.
Ready
Understand.
for
Very, very thankful, brother. I also need your support in the at a switch of calling software because I have discussed an issue with you in last few days that
okay,
from this soft route a caller ID
okay,
is not working.